Hey everybody, Nick Licameli here on Technique Peak. Today I'm going to show you one of my favorite ways to train the glute hamstring complex in our intermediate to higher level patients. Sometimes it can be a bit of a challenge to train the glutes and hamstrings properly, especially in a higher level patient. Squats are great, hip thrusts are great, deadlifts are great, but sometimes you don't have access to enough resistance or a barbell or enough dumbbells or enough weight to really challenge that exercise in our higher level patients. Because there comes a point when standing hamstring curls or stool scoots are just not hitting the hamstrings enough. I think we have easier ways to hit the quads, like the leg press, but sometimes the glutes and hamstrings are harder to really challenge. Here's one of my favorite ways to do this. We're going to set up with a pad under the knees and the feet under, I have it under a table, anything that's stable. You can even hold the patient's feet. First we're going to assume a neutral spine, so we're going to engage our glutes and push the hips forward into almost a little bit of a pelvic tilt. We're going to keep that position. It's the most important thing. If that position goes, this exercise gets a lot easier. We want to really challenge those glutes and hamstrings to keep our pelvis in that position. Once we get in this position, we're going to come down as slowly as we can until we feel that we can't keep that position. So right about here, I start to arch my back because I can't lock that in anymore. So that's my end range. So I'm going to squeeze, thrust forward, nice and slow, and I'm going to fall forward and push up. Always cueing to not let that lumbar spine go into extension, because that means that we've lost that hold from our hamstrings and our glutes. If our patients aren't quite ready for that version of this, you can use a ball as a first step, and I happen to have one right here. Ball's going to go in the front, same thing. Push hips forward, engage that core, lock that in, and we're going to slowly roll this out. And then we're going to pull up, really using the hamstrings and glutes. At the top position, if you really want to keep tension on the hamstrings and glutes, don't let them come up perpendicular to the floor. You want them to stop right about here, because there's still tension on the hamstrings, because this is a resting position. So I love this exercise for two reasons. First, it really trains the glutes and hamstrings and the core simultaneously. Second is that the way that my feet are positioned under this table, I'm in plantar flexion. That means that my gastroc is not going to be able to help the knee flexion component of this exercise. So my gastroc is knocked out of this equation, and all that force goes through my hamstrings and my glutes. So be sure to give this one a shot. I think you're going to like it. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Technique Peak, and we'll see you next time.